What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Chris here at Cullowalla South Farm. Well, guys, unfortunately we didn't have a great weather weekend, so we really didn't get all that much done. We went to a couple ball games, but other than that, it was rainy and yucky, and we really didn't get anything done. And unfortunately, today is kind of the same thing. It rained a whole bunch this morning. It was nice for a few minutes, and then it started looking like rain again, and it's forecasted to basically do this all week. So it's going to be kind of a tricky week this week as far as what we're going to be able to get done, because everything's pretty muddy. But today we went, first thing, we picked up a new set of blades for our flail mower, so we'll be changing those out. We actually went from a Y blade to a hammer knife, so we'll be changing those out here in a day or two if we can get a weather window. And the front tires, the new front tires for the 5075E also came in. So right now we're in the process of taking the tires off. I've got that side loose already. I'm gonna work on this side next. Just pop them off, we'll throw them in the back of the truck, and we're gonna head down and get the new tires put on. Unfortunately, these tires have not held up, and they have numerous splits in them. And I'm really getting concerned that, you know, lifting a heavy log or a rock or something and one of them is going to blow out. So we went ahead and we ordered some new ones. We actually got slightly wider tires, which I checked with Deere and they said was okay to do. So we went to, these are 9.5, we went to 11.2. So that should help with our load rating. These tires are really too small for this loader. And when I'm lifting a heavy log or lifting gravel, you can really see it puts a lot of stress on the tire. So the new tires are slightly wider. They're also 8-ply, these are only 6. So anyway, guys, let me get to work, and we'll get this other tire off and get them loaded in the truck. All right, guys, so we got the first tire off over here, ready to go in the back of the truck, and we're gonna get set up to do this other one. So we have a wire brush here, basically to clean the threads up, make sure we don't get any mud as we're trying to take them off. And we have our trusty old 1/2-inch impact, battery impact with a 15/16 socket. Also, how we lifted the tractor, we actually used the bucket, and then we have a set of jack stands underneath there. So I basically, there's still some weight on the bucket, but with hydraulic drift, I basically just sat it to put a good amount of pressure on the jack stands, and I just left it like that. So hopefully they can do these relatively quick, and when we come back, we'll pop them back on and use the bucket to lift us up, pull the jack stands, and we should be ready to go. So anyway, guys, we're gonna get to pulling this one off. All right, guys, so there's number 2. Fortunately, being that we don't have another loader tractor, we're gonna have to get these on the truck the old-fashioned way, which is not gonna be fun. They are heavy. So we'll set that there for now. See if we can't get this one up and in. If I have to, I do have a I have a cherry picker in the barn for pulling engines. If I have to, I'll use that to get these in the truck if I can't lift them. All right, guys, because I can't lift these, they're heavy. So we're gonna try wheel them up a ramp here and see if we can get them in the back of the truck that way. All right, guys, so that actually worked pretty good. Sure beats trying to lift them and throwing out your back or something, because they're quite heavy. Anyway, we're gonna head down to the tire shop, get the new tires, and hopefully they can mount them today and we can get this tractor put back together. Alrighty, guys, so we're back and we got the new tires on. So not a huge difference, but these are slightly larger. I was assured by Deere that these are fine to run. They won't cause any problems with the four-wheel drive system. And I also researched it online. Found it online first, then I verified it with the local dealer that I could run them. He didn't seem to think there'd be any kind of problem. So anyway, we went to a 11.2 24 from the 9.5 24s over here. So they are a little bit taller, slightly. And they're also wider, which is good. We needed the extra width. The taller part was what I was worried about with you know, with gear ratios and such, but I was assured that it shouldn't be a problem. So, and the nice thing is, so these are wider, they also have more plies. Those tires I had to keep at max pressure all the time because they would bubble so bad when we were lifting logs. These, I just went down and did a full bucket test with gravel, some heavy wet gravel, and these are only at like 25 psi, and they can go up to 35, and there was no bubble at all. So we actually can keep these at a slightly lower pressure as well, which should also help some. You know, it might give us a little nicer ride too through the field if they're not hard as a rock with full pressure all the time. So anyway, guys, you know, tire project's done. I think the next thing we're gonna work on is just doing the service. So the 250-hour service is due. So we're gonna do that, as well as we're also gonna change the oil, which we normally don't have to do at 250, but we're gonna do it just to be safe. So anyway, we'll get going on that. All right, guys, so slight change of plan. I actually think we're gonna wait to change the engine oil. I was looking up the book. For some reason, I was thinking with the Premier oil, you could do it at 275, but it's actually 375. So we actually still have a ways to go before that's due. So I think we'll put that off another 50 hours or so. Do it around 300. I don't like to do the full 375, but I'll do it a little early, but we still got a good 50 hours on this. So basically we're going to change the hydraulic filter. We're going to check the oil level in the hubs and in the axle, and then we're going to grease everything. There was a couple other small things to do, but the book doesn't have great instruction on it, like bleeding the brakes, and the brakes don't have any issues right now, so I'm not going to worry about that one. So anyway, guys, I'll put you guys on time lapse, and we'll start banging out the 250-hour service. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps up the 250-hour service. We changed the hydraulic oil filter. Checked all the oil in the hubs, the axle, greased everything. We did not pull the air cleaner because I actually just did that like a week ago. I pulled it, just dusted it, cleaned it, got all the dust and stuff out of it. That normally is part of the 250-hour service. We do that a lot more often just because we do get some dust and debris from mowing, and you know, we do a lot of raking right now. We're doing the land clearing project, so I do the air filters quite regularly. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. We'll have to change the oil in about 50 hours, 50 to 75 hours. We'll give it an oil change, and we'll probably check all the fluids again. You know, the normal 50-hour and 100-hour stuff we'll do at 300 anyway, even though we just did a lot of it. But that's just a nature thing. Sometimes some of the maintenance intervals do overlap. So, you know, stuff, you know, if you do it regularly, you get used to doing it, it goes quick. You know, like doing the hub oil is a snap with the loader on, because just pick up the front, you can spin the tire real quick to have it level, and you can check it real quick. You don't have to sit there and mess around. It is harder on machines that don't have a loader, because obviously you have to inch the tractor forward or backward to check those levels. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Day's getting away from me. I gotta go pick up the kiddos from school soon, and we got a softball game tonight, my daughter's first game, so we're gonna be doing that. But anyway, guys, like I like to say, if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Just remember, it'll be all right.